Welcome to this week's episode of LoyalTV, where our mission to tell the best Oklahoma stories you've never heard brings us to Guthrie, Oklahoma, where a rough and tumble Wild West performer became one of the biggest movie stars in the world.
Tom Mix paved the way as far as I'm concerned. His life was so busy. He did so many different things. He had the passion. When he got out of the military, he decided to come this way, and he landed in Oklahoma, which was right here in Guthrie, Oklahoma. It was Wild West. I mean, it was crazy. And Tom Mix was not a cowboy by any means, but I think in his heart, that's what he wanted to do.
He did odd jobs. He was a bartender at the Blue Belle Saloon. He was the physical activities director for the YMCA that was located in the basement of the Carnegie Library here. He taught kids gymnastics, he taught boxing, and just other things for a healthy physical lifestyle. Guthrie would be the place to network because anybody and everybody that had anything to do with politics and finance and business came through Guthrie at some point during that time frame.
He became very good friends with Will Rogers, who's another icon of our state.
They were all participants in this Wild West show, and it went all over the United States, went to Europe, and these are the people that are touring around with him putting on the shows.
He could trick rope, he could trick ride, he could train the animals. He just had a knack with the horses. He even did the elephants. He'd had a trick donkey named Jasper. I could just go on and on and on. The thrill and the excitement was to have the Native Americans in their big headdresses, and they'd run out on the paint ponies, and then the cowboys would chase them through the arena, and they'd have things on fire. Tom Mix Roman riding, and chase each other around in the wagons, and it was just exciting. It was always just fun. I think he was discovered along the way because it wasn't enough just to be in the 101 Wild West shows. He wanted to produce and film, and he actually started making some of the films over around Dewey. His films were predominantly silent. He made 366 films. He didn't make any talking ones until the very late 30s, early and late 30s, and he only made about a dozen of those, so all the rest were silents.
And I think Tom Mix is probably the perfect guy for that because of his athleticism and personality.
He didn't have a stunt man. He was the man. He just did it. And Tony was right there along with him. Tony, that horse was so smart. He had a vocabulary of like 300 to 500 words. He would do anything he asked of him. Like you see pictures of him riding a train. That horse would run up to him. They didn't make it fast enough through a scene where they used dynamite, real dynamite, which put him out of commission for a little while because they literally got blown up. They survived. I mean, he got hurt quite a bit. That's what's so amazing about him. He did it.
He's representing the end of an era. He's representing something that everybody had heard about, throughout their lives, the closing of the frontier. That's in 1890. He shows up here in 1902, 1903. That world is done with. And the only way that people can experience it is seeing it in a Wild West show, or later on going to the movies and seeing it in the movies.
I think that was the thrill of all of it, being the cowboy.
If he hadn't come to Guthrie, he wouldn't have met these people, and he wouldn't have ended up in the movies. This was a place that kind of jump-started his career.
I think the town of Guthrie should hold Tom Mix in their heart as the true cowboy that he was, and should always have a special memory of him and keep him alive forever because he was right here in the Blue Belle Saloon.
We hope you enjoyed finding out how the silver screen found one of its greatest heroes in Guthrie. Join us next week when we do something else in Oklahoma.